For the holidays, many people tend to tip a few too many back, but the numbers show teens and young adults too often help themselves to alcohol, especially during this time of year. With tips on how to keep your kids safe this season, we're joined by Dr. Jennifer Dragonette. She is the executive director at the Newport Academy. And it's interesting, you heard Blackout Wednesday or Thanksgiving Eve. I mean, this is really a night known for drinking and especially underage drinking.
It is, yeah, and it's surprising to some. It's not as well known of an event, but this is actually one of the #1 evenings that teenagers and very young adults go out drinking.
What is it about this night that makes it one of the top nights for drinking?
Well, I think there are a combination of things. Often families are distracted and so not able to pay enough attention to their teenagers to really be tracking what they're up to. But it's also a time when people are typically out of school. Folks come back from college, they're seeing each other again for the first time for a while, or for teenagers, it's just an excuse to get out and go and hit the bars.
Yeah, it's like a reunion and also an excuse to get away from the family. So for families who might be concerned about their kids, because obviously there's several reasons to be concerned, what are the signs and what do they need to be looking for?
Yeah, I think it's really important for parents to know that when people diverge from baseline, that's often a sign of some problems underlying. So if their teens have been active in activities and then they stop being so active, or if you notice a change in friends, certainly if you notice physical symptoms like the smell of alcohol or bloodshot eyes, people looking more tired than usual. But also we can be paying attention to things like school performance, mood fluctuations. People can get particularly irritable when they're abusing alcohol. So just looking for any indicators that your teen is different than you would typically perceive them.
And some parents might be maybe the more laid back type and they think, oh, one night of drinking, that's not going to hurt anybody. But it kind of goes beyond just that.
Yeah, it's really, it's pretty shocking. In the U.S. every year there are 4,300 deaths that are attributed to underage drinking. So it's a really serious phenomenon. And kind of a staggering number, 11% of the alcohol in this country is assumed by people ages 12 to 20.
Wow.
And of that 11%, 90% of it is in binge drinking. So binge drinking is much more dangerous than the way that, hopefully alcohol is being consumed by adults. But binge drinking can lead to accidents and death much more easily.
Right, and I don't necessarily want to go to the worst case scenario, but maybe scare some people straight. The threat and the risk of something like Blackout Wednesday, what really are the implications on the back end of this?
Well, it's often a way for teens to be exposed to alcohol, even if they aren't typically teens who drink. And then, getting into friendship groups that might be more engaged in drinking or those types of behaviors. One of the things that I think is really important to know is that there is help for your teens if you find that they're going down that route. Newport Academy has 4 residential facilities in the Bay Area as well as an outpatient program. And so we can help at varying levels. We really focus on the family. And so it's not a way to take the teens away from the parents, but really engage the parents in being that support system that their teens really need them to be at this time.
That's a great resource. And then if maybe before that, if you're not quite at that point, but you want to discourage your teen from going out, what are some key conversation points that maybe a mom or dad can say to make sure that their child is responsible?
Well, I think conversation is key. Just first and foremost. Sometimes it feels like a hard thing to talk about with our teens, and for most parents, if you're willing to talk to your teens about it, that alone means a lot. As strange as it might seem, teens might not know that parents disapprove of underage drinking. So it's important to let them know your stance on it and how you feel about it. And for most teens, they really want to be able to go to their parents and talk about these kinds of things, but sometimes it's felt that the parents aren't open to that conversation. So I think sharing your beliefs, sharing your views, helping your teen come up with alternate activities that are fun, a lot of fun things that teens can do without drinking.
All right, yeah, so it's game night tonight for everybody at home then.
Yeah.
We can maybe avoid the binge drinking and do that. Dr. Jennifer Dragonette with the Newport Academy, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
And thank you.